Hello, hello, hello. I see all of you saying hi already. Hi, Mary and Karen and Brenda and Kathy. Rochelle, I don't know if I've noticed your name before. That's a beautiful name. And Shay Bouillon. Wow, we've got some great names. I was just down in Baton Rouge, so Bouillon, kind of French, makes me think of that. Hello, Elizabeth and Jean and Marcia. Oh, uh-oh, someone says annoying. Um, I don't know what I did. Hopefully it wasn't me. Good afternoon, and we've got South Carolina. My husband just called, and he's doing his grand tour of the moment, his retirement. And hello, Susan. Hello, Sharon. I'll wait on my story for a minute. Hi, Carolyn. Uh, and Bev and Shirley. Oh, rainy Texas. I'm sorry. I have a hard time feeling bad for people who live in like the South and have generally nice weather. Thank you, Jean, for the comment. I was trying to dress a little bit for Valentine's, so I was looking through my pink stuff. I have a pink jacket, but I got a little warm in here. So we got some North Carolina and Iowa. Oh my goodness. Melbourne, Florida, Pat. Judy Garvin. Hello, my dear. Uh, so thank you all for being here. It's Tuesday at noon. I think I'm the only one on today. So, and I've got kind of a quickie show. So I don't know. We're going to have a minimal Gloria day, I guess. So thank you all again for being here. I appreciate it. We just finished up the side hustle bag. So any of you who were working on that, we've got all of those classes saved on there. Thanks again for the compliment on the blouse. I need to dress nicer, I think. Um, so love this bag. Yes, Carolyn, this is I thought I would just do kind of kits for this. Apparently some of you were not you necessarily, but some people were on the Thursday show commenting that they wanted the pattern for this bag, but they couldn't get the kit. We were sold out or something. So I wanted to make sure we had plenty of kits for it. It is a quick sew. You'll see underneath the bag itself, I'm doing the alternate cruise fabric, and I'm making a duffel for John for the cruise for him to take his things in. But I started this morning at home with, I've got 4 guys painting, and I've got my oldest son home with what I think is probably the stomach flu. And so yet again, one of my kids are down for the count. So but anyway, I just started it this morning, and I was working on it in here a little bit. So I already got the exterior of the bag stitched together. I would say it took me maybe an hour. The thing that takes me the longest, at least, is deciding my layout. So you can kind of see on here, it is really cute. This strip here is the bottom of the bag. That's why I put kind of my more generic fabrics in the bottom. And then I put my more fun fabrics that I wanted to really feature in this section. So I'll show you. I'm going to kind of fold it up. But look how cute this is gonna be. Super cute. So really excited about this. Jean, you must have made one. It is a really easy one. Oh, Carolyn, you already made 2. I know, it's like, this is the greatest little bag. It's so fast and so fun. So I'm going to show you some kits. Unfortunately, unless you're going on the cruise, this kit is not available. I do want to let you know that we did have that fabric available. It will be going out today as well as the pattern. I kind of messed up and I forgot to leave the pattern behind for shipping to be able to ship. Oh, yes, and voting too. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting distracted. I do this. Kate's just going to start laughing at me. So we have the little flyer. I think Kate's putting up the this little guy. I can't think of what it's called, but so yeah, you can vote every day. Gloria's very excited. She's confident that her customers will come through for her. So Cheryl, we are not making the bag on the cruise. However, if I am going to bring the pattern with me. So if you're going on the cruise and you want the pattern, I will have it there for you. And I can also answer questions. I'm thinking I may also bring like a couple steps of the process, and in that way, if anybody has questions during the cruise, you can just catch me, and we can discuss, and I can show you some of those things. So if you want to make it, excuse me, you can certainly get the supplies. And we'll get that to you. So, all right. I think I got all that. Remind you, that's a good idea. You could set an alarm on your phone too to remind you to vote. I'm going to grab a little sip of tea. It's right over here. There we go. All right. So the kits that are available for this bag, I have one for this bag. So the one that I've been working on today, and it's called Serena Shores. It was the alternate fabric for the cruise, and it is so much fun. It's a beautiful collection. It's by Robin Pickens from Moda. And what I picked for the lining, love this fabric, is the blue, which you can see. Let's see, here's one here and one down here, which you can't see on camera, sorry. I can just open it up. So this is your lining fabric. And there is enough of the lining fabric to also make a pocket inside. And then for the straps, I did the kind of darker blue thatched, which I just think is absolutely beautiful. I do also have the strapping. So if you want to do the handles different, so the pattern calls for the straps being, you basically cut a 4-inch strip, you fold it, and then stitch down the sides, and it's just a 1-inch strap. If you want to do it the way I did and you want to add a 1.5-inch strap behind it, you can buy that separate. So we have both white and black. It comes in 6 1/4 yard cut. It is a weird amount. The reason it's that amount is when we did a By Annie duffel bag, it's probably been 18 months ago, that's what she called for. And that allows for you to have the strap that goes all the way around and enough extra to make a strap if you want to add tabs to the side and little D-rings. So that's why I thought, let's just keep the amount the same. That way you've got plenty. If you only want to do the strapping around the bag, I think you might be able to do 2 bags out of one set of that. So let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Oh, we're still talking about, is there a previous show that I show making this bag? There is. I'm trying to remember about how long. It's not a very old pattern for me. I did this pretty recently. So I would say try about 4 to 6 months ago, we probably did this bag. And so now it doesn't have the handle. I showed the handle last week, just how to do that. And then it didn't have tabs on the end, but those are very easy to add, of course. I just put a D-ring on a little bit of webbing and stuck it right in there. So the strapping is in the lineup, Judith. Thank you for asking. And so we can always, if that's not on already, we could add that now. I'm going to show you all the kits though first, and then I'll show you the accessory things. So like the strapping, bozal. So some things that if you're like, if you wanted extra. Now the kits do come with the bozal. So you will get a full 36 by 58 inch piece of bozal to go with your kit. And that actually, if you cut it very carefully, you'll have enough for 2. Because this ends up being just over 36 inches. So if you let it overhang just a little bit, you're fine. And then 27. So if you cut your 27, you'll have enough for 2. You actually could do 28, or excuse me, 29 and 29. So that's the first kit. That's that Serena Shores. Very pretty. Let's see. Judy, you're saying the end of October, so a little more recent than I was thinking. So I'm glad you guys like the new handles. I do too. I haven't rewritten the pattern to include it, but I think I will in the future at some point. Right now, I had a few other things going on. I don't think I mentioned I have painters at my house right now. My husband, well, let me back up. So my husband decided, he's been retired for a few years, to take a little trip. So he's traveling for 2.5 weeks and he's visiting friends. So he stopped in Indiana, bought Jake some sweatshirts from the school that he's decided to go to, IU in Bloomington. And then he visited a friend of St. Louis. He was there for a few days. And then we all joined up in Baton Rouge this weekend for a family wedding. Really fun. Gotta tell you, you Southern ladies know how to dress. I had to go shopping. I thought I picked great outfits for the rehearsal dinner and the luncheon and the wedding, and I was woefully underdressed the first night, and I made up for it the next couple days. So had a really great time. It was a lot of fun. So, but anyway, so his travels, he's continuing on. He's staying in Auburn. I stayed in Auburn last night, and then he's on his way to Charleston, South Carolina. And Kate got to hear him. He called in, and he was like, Well, I just called and made an appointment to get a spa treatment, to get a massage. And he's like, the lady asked if there was a reason for it, like if he was celebrating. He's like, I'm celebrating my happiness, thank you. And so I thought that was really sweet. I think we should all celebrate our happiness and do things, treat ourselves to some nice things. And so thought I'd share that little story with you. Anyway, I'm not sure how I got distracted and told you all that, but oh, one of the things I was doing for him while he was gone, see, I knew I'd circle back, is I have painters in my house. I'm having 10 rooms all at once painted. I do not recommend doing this unless you are about to move into a house or you have moved out, because right now, everything from all 10 rooms is jammed into some weird spots. And so, this is a big making class, Karen. I'm so sorry. I talk a lot. So, we're talking about this bag. Here, I'll show you the bag. So anyway, I have 4 painters at my house, and it's a little crazy. So that's where I was going with it. But I'm going to go back to the bags. So, all right, we did the Serena Shores one. I'm going to show you the next ones. Oh, they're all in here. I was about to move out of camera. Yes, Ruth Ann, they are the best, aren't they? Here we go. So the next one, I showed this one last week, and for some reason it went to waitlist. We do have more of these, so I don't know if there's some showing in there as available. Oh, they are. So this is called Peach Whispers. The lining fabric for this one is this really sweet floral print, and so it's got a cream background and some little flowers. It is tossed, so it doesn't have to be a directional. I'd use this peach as the handles, which I just thought was fun, a little different, and I can definitely see it, like if you had it on that strap. Oh, I meant to mention before, the strapping does come in both white and black, and so thank you for indulging me with my stories, you guys. I appreciate it. I do seem to share a lot about what's going on with me, so I feel like there's always something happening with 2 teenage boys and a retired husband, and you know, we do a bit of traveling. So anyway, Peach Whispers. These are kind of the colors you're going to see. This beautiful sort of vintage floral look. It's peaches and these soft greens. So you've got the soft green in the back, and then it goes into like those coral colors, and then the lighter peaches, and then the creams, just like this one here. And then we've got just a little bit of black in there. It's not a lot, but it kind of breaks it up a bit. So I think that's really nice. And so you can kind of see on the edge, but just a really pretty, I think this would make a really pretty bag. And so there we go, fold that back up. So that was Peach Whisper. Yes, Libby, we are all friends. I love this. You guys, I really enjoy getting to do this with you guys each week. I feel very blessed that this is my job. I'm like, how is this my job? This is great. And so, I mean, it is kind of a bit more hobbyish for me, I think, because I spend probably 30 hours a week at home playing with stuff to get ready for you guys. All right, so this one is a new collection for us, and I just think it is so sweet. So I did, this fabric is our lining. So the yellow with the soft yellow background and the little bunches of flowers. And they do turn different directions. So again, it's not directional, so you can do it however you want. I picked this. It's a little different, but it's this pretty soft minty teal color with flowers. And I picked this for like the handles and the binding on the zipper. And then this is the collection. So it is called, oh boy, it's in cursive, Sunlit Serenade. And so look at these, all these beautiful colors. You've got the yellow, the blue, the teal. I'm going to show you kind of the side. You can see there's some dark navy in there. So this comes in a navy color. And then this kind of a little bit brighter blue, which you can see those colors in there too. This fabric is really pretty too. I debated on this one for the handles. Look at that. Isn't that neat? But I just love the flowers, so I had to give you flowers. And there's the greens, just really pretty minty greens, and some bright yellows, and then the soft yellows. We'll get into the light backgrounds. So just a really, really beautiful collection. I do not have the bag pattern available independent of patterns. It's only available in the kits. That's why I tried to come up with more kits so that you'd have the option. Remember, the kit does come with the charm pack, a yard and a half of fabric, the bozal that you need, and the zipper that you need, plus the pattern. So you're getting everything to go along with it. I know it's a lot if you're only wanting the pattern, but I'm gonna have to guess. I've got maybe 6 or 7 options today. So I'm guessing there might be something that you like in here. So at least I hope so. Here we go. This is a pattern that I designed. Pattern is in the kit, Pat. Thank you for asking the question. And so here we go. This is another one. We've got quite a few blue and yellow kits going, or fabric lines at the moment. And so you'll see a little bit of crossover in colors with the one I just did in this. This does not have the teal in it. So if you're like, I like yellow and blue, but I'm not a big fan of teal, then this would be your collection. It's called Bugs and Blooms. There's not a lot of bugs in here, so I'm not sure why that, but it had bees and blooms. Oh, bees and blooms. They're still bugs. But thank you. I got new contacts and to try, and they're the kind that they have like a little weight in them. I think it's called toric. At least that's what it was a billion years ago when I first got them. And for whatever reason, they're not settling on my eyes very well. So sometimes I can see beautifully and perfect. Other times they sort of spiral around and I'm like, I can't see anything. I look like I'm drunk. So anyway, thank you, Ruth Ann. So Ruth Ann says this is her favorite of the Tiffany bags. So she hasn't even, I don't think you've made it yet, have you? So anyway, it's these beautiful yellows, blues, whites. And you can look at the edge and you see a lot of the light blue and a lot of this really soft, pretty yellow. And then we get into the whites. So there's kind of looks like little honeycombs and then these sweet little flowers. A little bit of words, life is sweet, it says. Some little daisies in there with a light blue background. Here we go into some of the bigger flowers, some honeycomb again. Oh, there's a little bee. I did find a bug. And so here we go. Just really, really pretty. A little bit of plaid. I think that would be cute as a breaking it up in there. And so here we go. So kind of give you a general idea. This is the fabric I chose for the lining. I absolutely love this fabric. This is for the handle. And then a blue zipper. Now I want to tell you a little bit about this fabric. A girl came in recently and she's going to take her jeans that are a little snug and she's going to pull open the side seam and she's going to put in a piece of this fabric and make them kind of a bell-bottom style, but even add a little to the top to sort of just make them a little more comfortable. I am so excited. I think I might actually try it. I have a pair of pants I just threw in to go to Goodwill and I'm like, So anyway, if you're looking for another purpose for it, it might be a good purpose for that one too. So, but again, that's the Bees and Blooms, and you will get, again, everything you need to make this. So you get the pattern, you get the charm pack, you get the fabric, the zipper, and the bozal, and you get all of that in the kit. So forget-me-nots. Oh, you're right. I think those are forget-me-nots. And so I was thinking more like little violets, but I think they are forget-me-nots. Thank you, Libby. And so let's see. I've got 2 more in here. The last one is crazy. It's brand new and it is so cute. This is another new one though. There's a lot that just came in, which is really fun. So it was nice to be able to go and pick these. I stopped in yesterday and picked them really quick. So this one is called Garden Grace. Look at this fabric for the lining. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at those flowers. I don't know if these are like begonias or magnolias, but look how pretty those are. And then it has this navy. I know I did kind of a little bit of blue, and it has words in it. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if I open it a little bit. So you can kind of see in there. It's like it's Britannica, so I guess it's like an encyclopedia. And so, but then it has, so you can see in here, it has some of the ones that are the words, kind of almost like a newsprint. And then we've got this in here. We've got a little bit of the tan on cream. A little bit goes into the green tones, kind of a soft green. This fabric is in there. And we've got the light green background with a little bit of the flowers. We've got some butterflies, real pretty. And this has kind of a fun stripe in here too. Look at this stripe. So that's really fun. the navy and the greens in there. And we've got the navy just like that. We go into, oh, I saw some more butterflies, but I skipped right by them. And then we get up into this. Here's a little butterfly with the flowers. And then we get into that. So just, it's a really beautiful line. And then of course you get the zipper to coordinate. So, all right. Making a little mess of my stuff here. All right, and then the last one is totally different than anything else. So if you were like, oh, these are all really pretty, I like them, but I want something a little more unique, or you've got a young person in your life that you want to make something for, this is just, it's so fun. Look at this, so bright and colorful. So this one just came in. I don't have the fabric yet in yardage, so I had to kind of come up with something to go along with it. And I think I found some fun things. So I went with a bright green zipper. This is the collection. It's called Flower Patches. And look how fun that is. Here we go. We've got this will be the straps. And then I picked this polka dot for the lining with the green. Super cute. I'm trying to see if anyone's asking questions. Okay. Jean saying I didn't do strapping on the first one. I did strapping, but the strapping was made with the fabric. So I take 4 inches and I fold it in. And so, but here's this collection. Again, it's got all these beautiful bright colors. So really fun. Hi, Peggy Ann. And then here we go. We've got, you can see some of the different, I should have grabbed the 10-inch squares because you can see it has the dark plums. There's all kinds of fabric in there, or all kinds of colors in there, and little flowers. And they're kind of modern. They've got a little modern vibe to them. And then these kind of dots. And so here's like a rainbow effect going across. This one's really sweet. The dark navy with the violet and blue. Some bigger flowers. Again, some little dots. This watercolor. So just some really fun. And like I said, I thought this kind of went nicely with it, even though it's not from the collection, the colors are really nice with it. And so here we go. And then it has some of the bright green. There we go. And then a little bit of this teal color, reds and pinks. I mean, it's got everything in there, all those bright colors. So this is definitely one of those, like, you either gonna love it or you're gonna pass. So, but I just thought that was a really fun collection. And so my little stack over here, I'm gonna turn that off. All right, so those are all the kits I have for the duffel. So I'm hoping if you were really wanting the pattern that I covered something that kind of hits for you. I wish I had more of the charms for this and that we could do this as well, but I don't. So that's all I've got for that. We are going to show the project for the cruise. Again, the cruise project is called Shell Yeah, and it's an organizer. I'm going to grab it over here. And I do have the cruise fabric available. Those kits are actually already made. However, I've mentioned this before, and I don't know if it's in our comments, so when you pull up the item, if it says it or not. Oh, good. Kate said it is. But they will not ship until March. And the reason for that is this was a project designed for our cruisers, and I don't think it's fair to send out kits and patterns and everything before the cruise when that's part of them going on. And so I will show you. So this is it. Now there are 2 colorways for the exterior. They're the same fabric, but this one is the cream. Most of the people going on the cruise are going to get the blue, which I think we have up above Kate's head, which I'm saying not so quietly because I think she might be able to stretch up and grab it for me. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's totally stretching. So I know, Mary, it's next month. In fact, I'm like, it's in 3 weeks. It's so soon. So you can see the other colorway. There's a chance you'll get the blue, but most likely the cream is the one that will go out. But it's a fun project. It goes together easily. You'll be doing some techniques and working with some things that you may or may not have done before. And so in true Tiffini fashion, though, I did try and simplify steps to make it as easy as possible. So, but when you look in here, you're going to be doing things like putting in a zipper. You'll be working with vinyl. One of the things I would suggest is if you don't already have a Teflon foot and you want to play along with this project, I do recommend a Teflon foot. You don't have to have it, but it does make it easier for working with the vinyl. We'll be working with elastic, and I'll be teaching some little tricks on how do I work with that elastic and not have it move. As you can see, it's pretty straight. That's not an easy task. I mean, it's easy, but it isn't. It does wiggle and move a lot. And then this is a nice simple pocket that we'll be doing, and we're doing the divided pocket. So again, the vinyl and the elastic are some things that you may not have done before, the zipper pocket. So I know a lot of you are my lovely bag ladies and have done a lot of these things, but just in case, the closure for this, I really thought hard about how to make this close in a way that looked nice. I didn't love the first style we were working on was like this, and it was the elastic on the outside, which works perfectly fine. You can see it opens and closes. You can like put in more stuff, and it's closed, and that's fine. But it just wasn't quite as bougie, as John likes to say, as I wanted it to be. So that's why I came up with, we added this strap, really simple as far as how to add, and you just wrap the strap and you put it through here. And once you have, there's a little handle so that you can hold it easily and carry it around. So that's that kit. So really fun. And you can change different things. Like this one, you can see I kept it where you pretty much see the quilted cotton on everything, whereas this one, I flipped the pockets so that you really saw that feature fabric inside that was coordinated. So anyway, there are kits available. Like I said, you can do the cruise fabric, which is this one. And you'll get all the supplies for that. The pattern comes with it. You'll get the quilted fabric. You'll get the elastic. The things that would make it a little easier for you. On the cruise, you'll get the things that make it easier, but for the kit, it is not included. So things like double-sided basting tape. You will definitely want your double-sided basting tape. I know we push this all the time, and there's a reason for it. And any of you who have made a number of bags know why. That double-sided basting tape is like having a third hand. It makes life so much easier. It's part of why like the different things are so straight on there, the pockets, and so you'll want that. The other kit that's available in it is the alternate fabric. So if you like how this duffel is starting to turn out, there's also, now this was one of my prototypes when we were first trying to decide which one. And so this is, when you get this kit, it'll be these fabrics, but you're going to get a coordinated strap. I don't think I'm going to do the tan. I think I'm going to do a white with this one because I think that would look nicer. But you will get the fabrics that go along with it. So you will get this green fabric with it. You'll get that outer fabric. You will get the elastic. I almost couldn't think. Now there is a change. This one, when I made it, we were debating on whether or not to use vinyl or the netting. I opted for the vinyl for the cruise, and this will also include vinyl. If you want netting though, we do have netting available today for you, and anybody could. Like if you want to change out any of the pockets and include netting or add an extra pocket on top, you could. The nice thing about the netting is it's very lightweight. So you could, for example, on here is this open pocket. It's just open. You could put another pocket on top that's netting, and it doesn't add any bulk, so you're not really changing the size of the bag. And so I do like the vinyl though for the zipper pocket, because I feel like we tend to sort of overstuff those zipper pockets. And then netting, while it's pretty sturdy, if you're shoving some scissors and some like my Fomore tweezers, I love those things, but they're pretty sharp and they can tend to poke through, because I of course lost the cap to it day one, because I just do. So let me pull out the I'm gonna pull out my basket of goodies. I'm cheating. All right, so we've got those, which are really fun. And again, it doesn't matter which one you order of these, they will not go out until after the cruise. Well, it'll go out in March. Like we can be on the cruise and they'll ship as long as you're not getting them before the cruisers. Here is the Teflon foot I mentioned. So if you don't already have a Teflon foot, you want one for using with vinyl and even with faux leather, it's nice to have that. So some of you may already have it. Now, and then I have the mesh as well. I have it in 4 colors. I do not have the same teal color that I used for this one here, but I do have this really nice blue that goes with it. So I have a navy, I think is what they call it. Let's see, what do they call it? It's Blast Off Blue. So Blast Off Blue looks beautiful with it. I have a turquoise color, which is kind of fun, but doesn't really go with it. I have gray, which looks beautiful with the cruise fabric. So we'll put that there because we do have this taupey color in there, and the gray it goes very nicely with it. And then I have a bright red, which could go with any number of things, but that's the other color we happen to have in stock at the moment. And so I wanted to show you those in case you're wanting anything like that. We also have, a little cleanup. I'm a little messy. Here we go. We have zippers as well. I'm going to move these all out of the way. Get that out of the way. I apologize. Today's not much of a sewing day. It's kind of more of a trying to catch up on these kits and make sure that if anybody wants to do them, we can get that taken care of for you. All right. So we also have zippers. So if you're doing your own kit, oh, that reminds me. Any of you who I think I mentioned at the beginning, so I apologize. I might be repeating myself. If last week you bought the cruise fabric, those patterns and fabric will be going out today. I think I mentioned that I forgot to give shipping the patterns, so it has already been printed. So they've got that and are ready to go. So anyway, so zippers, it's 2 30-inch zippers with double pulls, and we have navy, and we have black, and we have off-white or natural. Oh, good, we called that blue. I think that is more of a blue than a navy. Even after I said navy, I was like, well. And then we have white. So I have those 4 colorways available. And so if any of those are things you need. And then the strapping I mentioned already, we have a 6 1/4. I'm not going to pull it out, but I know because you can see it right here. It's this 1.5-inch strapping. And again, I have it in both white and black. And the last thing I was going to show you that I have, which again, I've shown you before, but I'm going to show you again, is I have both soft and stable and I have fusible bozal. So this is single-sided fusible. They will both do the same thing for you, depending on what you like to do. I am not a very good person with an iron. I hate ironing with a passion. And I don't know what my issue is, but I just am not an ironer. So when I go to iron things, or when I go to use the fusible, I just don't press it well enough. And so then when I go to stitch my quilting, so for example, if I use fusible on this, I'm going to end up with bubbles where I didn't get it on there firm enough. And so when I go to stitch, I'm bound to get some wrinkles in it. So I personally am not a very good candidate for this because I'm not patient enough to really press it well and make sure it's on there. If you are, it's great because it holds it in place. It's not going to move when you're stitching. And so it works really well. Now, if you're like me, maybe you have a little ADD. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I really have, but I feel like I hold my hat on that. Oh, 10% back today. Yes, I forgot, through the end of the month. So if you like the kit, you actually, I think it's $55 for everything, which is a sale price because I think it's $65 worth of material. We were just figuring it out before the show, and so it's still a bargain, and then you're getting an extra 10%, so even better. The other option is Soft and Stable. Great product. In my opinion, when you do your quilting, it's a little denser, so it shows it a little more, but it does not fuse. So it could move a little bit on you. What I like to do, is based mine across the top, so I know it's all going to kind of hold it there. But it does, the fabric that's on here that it's covered in does kind of have like this magical stickiness to it. So it holds the fabric in place pretty well. And so Shell Yeah fabric kit that I ordered to the Serena. Judith, yes, you can. I will get that. Oh, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm reading your comments now. So if you'll write down Judith Bame for me and just write Shell Yeah, and that'll remind me. And then let's see, which charm pack is on the bag? So this bag is the cruise fabric. So this is, oh shoot, what is it called? That's a great question. I can't think of what this fabric is called now.
Coastal something.
It's like coastal something. It's a Riley Blake fabric. We don't have these charms available to sell. So it's just the cruisers got it, and Gloria can't get any more. And so she bought, I don't know, 200 of them initially when the fabric line was being pushed. The other one is Serena Shores, and so, and that one will be, I'll show it to you live next week, and we'll do something else next week as well. You placed it on January 14th. Okay, Judith, no worries. Kate is writing it down for me. I'll go ahead and I'll switch that for you. And so that's not a big deal. We can get that taken care of. So I'm glad you like the other version. That's wonderful. It is really pretty. Those colors are gorgeous. So anyway, that's all I really had for you guys today was this. So if there's any other questions, ask me quick. Otherwise, I will see you next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up with probably sort of a simpler project because the cruise is in 3 weeks. So we'll probably make something. And then if you're interested in it, you can get the kits, of course, as always. Oh, a little teaser. So John and I are working or collaborating on a little project. It'll be a new Tiffini bag pattern. Those of you going on probably week 2, although I may end up sneaking the information to week 1 cruisers because John won't be there week 1, he'll be there week 2. So we're going to announce what our collaborated project is on the cruise, and then when we come back, one, I will be teaching the Shell Yeah project, so I don't want you to think I'm passing that up. So we're definitely going to be doing this first when we get back, but then we'll show you the new project and you'll be able to get those kits so that probably 2 or 3 weeks later, we'll then be able to get started on the new project. And I think you guys are going to love it. It's really fantastic. So, all right. Everyone, thank you again so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good week, everyone. Bye-bye.